everyone, it's Yesenia from Girlpreneur Essentials, and today we're talking to the CEO of Queen KM Cosmetics, Kelly. She is going to share with us about her new rebrand that is coming out. I'm so excited for it. She has a lot planned, and I'd love to hear more about it. Start off with, Kelly, can you just tell us some more about you? Like who were you before Queen KM Cosmetics? Like where are you from?
Right now, I am in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
I'm originally from Puerto Rico. I only
oh,
been here about 5 years.
okay.
So yeah, I'm originally from Puerto Rico. I've been here 5 years. I live in Philadelphia
Oh,
specifically.
oh my God. That's so cool. And are you there like with your family? Is most of your family still in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, everyone is still over there. I'm just here with my dad, my parents. They live here. My
Mm.
boyfriend and my siblings.
Oh, okay.
That's really
That's,
about it.
do you visit home often or what is that like?
No, I went. The last time I went was 2018. And I haven't went back, like, to be completely honest, because of my anxiety.
Oh,
So I'm like, now I have very bad anxiety to get on the plane, so I
yeah,
haven't went back.
yeah,
Um, but yeah.
yeah. Well, maybe next year with the vaccine and everything, and that will make things better and travel, everything like that. Yeah. So you said you have your parents and your boyfriend, and you say your sibling, your.
Yeah, I have two sisters and one brother, and they're all younger. I'm the oldest.
Oh wow, what was that like growing up?
Um, I felt like a parent for
Really?
sure with all of them because I am older. They're not that far because right now I'm about to be 21. One of them is 16, one of them is 17, and then my little brother, the youngest, is 10. So I always felt like a parent too.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It's just that with me, since I'm older, I got more like of the tough love from my
Mm.
parents and stuff because I was older.
Hmm.
But it was, yeah.
Yeah, do you feel like that kind of, I mean, I'm just thinking of my older sister and like she is really, really responsible now. Like she's like on top of all her stuff. And like I feel like the younger you are in the line of siblings, the less responsible you have to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's funny. So you grew up there in Puerto Rico and then you said you've been in Pennsylvania for about 5 years, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, and did you always know like that you were gonna be a business owner, that you would have a business? Like, did anyone in your family have a business growing up, or when did you know like I'm gonna have a business?
Honestly, I started like when I look really back at it, I was just thinking about that this morning. When I look back at it, I was 9 years old already selling stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and I never thought like I guess because I was a kid, like I never thought that was being an entrepreneur or having a business. But when I was 9 years old, my dad actually helped me start a little store, like a little candy store in my
Oh,
house.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it seems like your parents were really supportive of that kind of like hustling kind of mentality of like go and get it.
Yeah, my dad has always been very supportive. I started at 9 years old, just buying like candies and selling it from my house, selling little bracelets at school. Like I love to sell since I was like 9.
Wow, that is and did you ever think like when you were 9 and things like, yeah, I'm gonna do this when I'm older, or this is just like a fun thing I'm doing now, or like, when you were getting into high school and people ask you, oh, what are you gonna do? Like, did you think I'll have a business?
No, I actually never thought I had a business, but I always liked selling. I enjoyed selling and interacting with people about a product that I made myself or that I'm selling. So when I was 9, that I got my first, like the first week that I sold candies, that I saw that I made money and that people were really enjoying everything that I was selling, I was like, oh, I like this feeling. So I kept doing it and all the way up to now in
Wow,
different ways, but yeah, I kept doing it.
wow, different ways. So selling candy, what you'd say is like your first business. What did you move into after that? How did it transition into something else?
After that, I was selling little bracelets at school.
Ah,
After that, what's the next thing I did? I will sell coquito. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if you know what coquito is, the drink.
I, okay, okay.
So
Wow.
I would sell coquito that my mom showed me how to make it. So I made it myself, started selling it. I started selling yellow shots.
I don't know what's that?
It's like yellow, the I don't know. That's how you say it, yellow, right? Yellow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um
Oh yeah, like drinks.
yeah,
Oh my
yellow
god.
shots and flan, which is a
Oh, I
Puerto
love
Rican
that.
dessert.
Yeah, I love that.
So I just kept selling stuff. I don't know. I just always wanted, even if I didn't need it, I just felt like that was so fun and I enjoyed doing it.
Wow. So you always had that spirit in you. Like it seems like since you were literally 9 years old, like you were always just like, this is what I like to do. So I'm just gonna do it. And wow, I love that it wasn't like I feel like a lot of times people are like a traditional business has to be this and that. But no, you're like, no, I just like selling things. So I just did it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. And so when did you first start Queen Can Cosmetics and what got you into wanting to sell cosmetics?
I got into it last year,
Okay.
2019, and I had that like that I wanted to start since about 2018. Because I was really into makeup and I was trying to be a makeup artist.
Uh-huh.
I would do people's makeup, like here and there, and I really enjoyed it. So from me doing, and I was in high school. Well, I just got out of high school. But in high school for my senior year also, my teacher noticed that I really like makeup and stuff like that. And he used to like push me and tell me, why don't you start a makeup business? Like that you always have your makeup on, you always are doing the girls' makeup in school.
Yeah.
Why don't you go for it and try to make your own makeup? And I was like, make my own makeup? That seems so hard. And he actually got me some books on how I can make my own makeup and how I could start cosmetic businesses. I still have those books.
Wow.
Um and he really like pushed me to it. And I wasn't thinking about like making them or actually starting an actual business for it. I just thought about being a makeup artist.
Yeah.
And he was like, you have that like in you to start something like that. You can make it from scratch. You can base it off of like vegan or like cruelty free makeup. And I was like, that actually sounds very interesting to do.
Wow.
And that's how I started getting into it. The first ever product I made was lip balm,
Okay.
and I made it in school for a senior project, and
Wow.
everybody really liked the lip balm. And
Oh,
then that's how I started getting into it. After that, I got out of high school. I didn't. I was trying to figure out what to do after high school because I didn't. I honestly didn't have anything that I felt like I loved to do other than makeup.
hmm,
But then I was like, I don't really know if I want to be a makeup artist either. So what should I do?
yeah.
In the meantime, while I was before I actually decided to start a business, I was going to college to become a pharmacy technician.
Okay.
While I was doing that, after I got into it already and I was like almost about to graduate, I was like 3 months to graduating. I was like, I really don't like this. Like I
Hmm.
really do not like this. And I started getting more into my business.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
That's such an amazing story because it's like you've always been like, in that business world, but not necessarily like in the cosmetics one. So that's so interesting that you're a high school teacher. That's so wow. So it seems like you have a lot of people in your life that have supported this journey.
I think
Wow.
that's why I'm supposed to. I think that that's why now I feel that this is where I'm supposed to be and this is what I'm supposed to be doing because it just adds up to everything that I've been doing my whole life and the way that people around me supported me, like you say. And even right now, like how much support I have from total strangers that I
Yeah.
do not know. I just feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I love to do it every single day. It doesn't feel like I'm working or anything. It just feels right to do.
Wow, so amazing. And I totally relate with like stopping college like right before you grad. I actually did the same thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. I was a little closer to graduation, maybe like a month.
Oh, wow.
And like this semester, and I was just like, you know what? Like I don't want a job. Like I don't want a job. And it was really surprising to all my family because I was the first in my family to go to college, and I was like so about going to college, in high school. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna get a job and in politics and all this stuff. And then everything happened with COVID, and then this just this semester I was like, no, like this just isn't it for me. So wow, that's so interesting that you also had that like perspective shift. What would you say to people that are kind of in that decision point of like, should I go with this, or should I stay on the like more traditional route of going to school? Like what would you say to them?
I have like very strong opinions about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is because I felt so pressured, and a lot of us feel so pressured that we have to go to college, that we
Mhm.
have to do everything the traditional way, that we
Yeah.
have to have a 9 to 5 to be successful. So honestly, what I would tell people is to go with what they want, what their heart wants, what they think that they should do. It's hard, like honestly, to just go a different route than what your family and your parents and people like that are expecting. Very hard.
Mm.
But it pays off. It pays off, honestly it does. If you really do what you love to do.
Yeah.
Another thing is that a mistake that a lot of us make is go to college because of pressure, end up not liking it, end up dropping out and being in debt.
Mhm.
So to avoid all of that, honestly, just I would say to sit down, reevaluate everything, think about what you really want to do. We live in a time where it's so people accept you so much. People accept entrepreneurs so much. It's not like before that entrepreneurs are like entrepreneur. What is that? What are you doing? You don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But now, like we live in a time where there's so many entrepreneurs, so many people doing their businesses. That is, we live in a good time, to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Totally. And did you have any, like when you first started in 2019, were there some people that you had seen in the cosmetics world doing it? Or did someone like, was it Rihanna that inspired you, or Kylie? Or did you have any of those like, hey, if they're doing it, I could do it too kind of things? Or were you like, no, this is just what I like, it doesn't matter what other people are doing, this is my thing. And how was that experience going into that industry?
I honestly, like completely honest, I did not have any like inspiration or someone that I look up to in this industry for
Mhm.
me to follow their footsteps. I
Yeah.
just went in and that's it. Like I just went in without experience, without inspiration, without anything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's amazing, because like when you were 9, no one was like telling you to sell candies and telling you
Yeah.
to do this. You were just like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So that's so amazing that that spirit has stayed in you.
Hmm.
And wow, that's so cool, because I feel like, yeah, the message you just shared is so powerful, and you're so right about the pressure of like, this is what you have to do, and this is the only way to be successful. Like, you have to go these 4 years, and then after that you have to get a job. And then I think that's really being challenged though, like you said, like with social media now, like you can see other people doing things, and people are like millionaires just off of like online businesses or YouTube or things like that. So yeah, that's so true. I think like that traditional kind of framework of success and what you're supposed to do, I think that's totally being challenged.
Hmm.
And it's also, I feel like it's kind of one of the more easier times to be an entrepreneur, just because of all the resources that are out there. Like you can go on YouTube and learn so much, and buy all these books and see other people. Like it's a great time to be an entrepreneur. Wow. And so can you share at a time with us when you're like really proud of yourself or really proud of your business?
Um, I always celebrate every single little thing when it comes to my business. Like
Wow.
everything is a big deal to me.
Yeah.
A good review is a big deal to me, so I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of everything good that happens with my business.
Yeah.
But a time that I would say I was really, really proud, like in the verge of tears proud, was
Mhm.
when I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
It was a crazy experience. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, like my business, people really believe in me.
Yeah.
So it just, I don't know, it just made me so like proud of myself, proud of not giving up when at times I feel like giving up.
Mhm.
It just, I don't know. At that moment was like, wow, this is all worth it. And then from there, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna really, really work hard because
Mhm.
now there's so many people like just looking at me, looking and waiting for me to keep succeeding and stuff like that. So I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. Well, how was that like? Like when was it? A couple months after you started, a year after you started. When did you hit that 10K mark? And you were like, this is like a thing. When was?
That was a few months ago, actually. It took me a while, but the crazy part is that I started off this year in January with only 2,000 followers.
Really?
From January to now I am basically at 40,000.
Yeah.
Um, I started this year with only 2,000.
Wow.
So that's why I was so like, this is crazy. Like, this is really crazy.
Yeah.
So I had already been in business a year um before I hit 10K.
Wow. And um, so it seems like you were like doing everything and then you hit 10K and it just shot up from there, or like is that how it worked?
Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing. That is so I had no idea that you started this year with 2,000. That's like just seems insane.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so what do you think led to that? Was it a culmination of you being on YouTube and you having the Instagram page as well, or how do you think that happened?
It was definitely a combination of YouTube and Instagram. When
Uh,
I started actually I started researching more about marketing and stuff like that. So
okay.
once I started incorporating little tips that people would say that I would hear, I started incorporating it, like engage with your customers, post more. Like I just started incorporating little things,
Uh-huh.
and also bettering my product pictures and
Mm,
doing more videos on YouTube about being an entrepreneur because
yeah.
people love to see it.
Yeah.
Um, that's when my business just like blew up.
Wow. Wow. And so now you're just full time, right? Because I know you have Queen KM. I know you have so you have two businesses, or do you have three?
I have two businesses
Two
and
businesses.
YouTube.
And YouTube. Wow. So kind of like three businesses. YouTube. That's a whole other thing too, right? So what does a day in your life look like? Like, you have any morning rituals, or do you go right to one business and then to another, or how do you balance that?
Right now, I am working on being more balanced with everything, to be honest, and to because it's still new to me.
Yeah.
Like it still feels so unreal, and it's since it's been so fast, it's still everything's new to me. I have to constantly like adjust to the growth
Mhm.
because I recently just moved to this space and it's already like so small that I have to move to another space. And I just moved here 2 months ago. So
Wow.
I currently have to like adjust. So right now, to be honest, I don't have any like specific um things that I do way that I do things
Mhm.
because I'm constantly adjusting and it's like hectic.
Yeah.
But I every single morning I come straight over here to Queen Cam Cosmetics, and from here then I deal with everything else, YouTube and everything.
Wow. So it seems like you're really busy and you're like you're figuring it out as you go.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, which I feel like is just entrepreneur life in general. No
yeah,
one sets out like a clear path for you to take, or no one tells you like when to do something. You just have to do it and you just have to figure out, yeah, I get the question a lot of people like, how do you balance time? I'm like, you just, you just
yeah.
gotta do it. But sometimes I find myself working really, really hard, and like most of the day I'll be working and I won't take like, because when you have a job you have to go on like mandatory breaks, Like they're
Yeah.
like, go take a break. And that doesn't exist when you have your own business.
No.
So sometimes I forget to take breaks. But what advice would you give to someone who is really working super, super hard and doesn't have any time to take care of themselves? Like, is that something you've experienced, or could you have any advice on that?
Yeah, I definitely experience that all the time. I'm very strong advocate about that. I really tell people a lot that they need to take care of themselves and take time and everything, because a few months ago my health was like affected
Mm,
by because of me not taking time for myself. Like
yeah,
I was not sleeping, I
yeah.
was not eating right, and I was overworking.
Mhm,
And my body, little by little, I started like feeling really bad, until my body got to the point where it just like it was like, it's enough, like you really need to take a break. And it was bad, like I had to go to the doctor and everything. So
mhm,
that's why I tell people so much, like you need to take time off. The same, like I posted on Instagram, you got to take your rest as serious as your hustle.
mhm.
Because if you don't take time for yourself, and if you don't rest, nothing is gonna work out around you. You're not
Yeah.
gonna function like correctly to do anything. So I would really tell people to make a schedule, maybe, or start with little steps, like at night after work, just put your phone to the side, take a bath, do like a skincare routine, like start with something small until you can actually make a schedule for yourself. But
Mm,
you need to take breaks, like everyone, and especially entrepreneurs and people who work for themselves. Like it's so hard for us to balance like time and our personal life and everything. So it's very important, like, to take care
yeah.
of yourself.
Yeah, that is so, so true. And I feel like sometimes as entrepreneurs, we can forget that our business can only be as good as we are. Like our business can only be as healthy as we are.
Hmm.
Like, and but it's so hard to remember that when you're like, oh yeah, I gotta do this and I gotta do this and I gotta do
Hmm.
that. And sometimes I feel like, oh my God, there's just so many things I have to do. I don't have time to take care of myself. But then I'm like, no, make a checklist. I like to think about like what's just one thing I can accomplish today that would move everything like further, right? Like what is just one thing I can do? And that I found that really helps me too. It's just like, okay, if I get that thing done, then that moved everything more than, just being on Instagram or, emailing, like just what's one thing. So that's a really good advice though. And so it seems like it took you some time to figure that out. Like, to like, okay, now you have to really take time for yourself, Kelly, like sit down, like, um, what, what tips, or did anyone in your life like tell you like, you need to do this, or did it just that experience of going through that really, really like hit you in that way?
The main person who always told me that I need to take care of myself, that I need to like slow down sometimes, is my boyfriend. But
Mm-hmm.
I would like listen for like 2 days maybe, and then I would go back to be working from since I woke up 7 or 6 in the morning until nighttime till 10.
Yeah.
Especially when we had the business in our same house, it
Yeah.
was so hard because I'm always constantly thinking about business, and it's right
Oh,
there. So then I would just go to the business room and start working, and it would be 11 at night and I would still be in there like doing something.
yeah.
So, but I didn't listen until that happened to me. But that's not good. Like you shouldn't let it get that far
Hmm.
for you to actually start taking care of yourself. So that's why now with my brand and stuff like that, that's why I'm really trying to incorporate that take care of yourself thing,
Yeah.
because it's really like honestly very important.
Yeah, yeah, and it's almost like I find myself like almost like addicted to working because I love the results that I get.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to like, I want to keep doing this, or I want to make more content, or I want to do this and that. And it's so, so true that you just have to like make some kind of separation. Is that what prompted you to like get an office space, or did you just like need to do that?
It was both, honestly, because I
Uh-huh.
was like, I wanted originally to get a bigger like house so
Hmm.
that I could still have my business in the same house. but we really like talked about it. We were like, I don't think it's a good idea to have it in the same house, because if we have it in a separate space, we could actually wake up, go over there at a certain time, we stop, and a certain time we go home. And the
Hmm.
business is separate from the home. So even though I still manage my social media and everything, so I can still work on my phone,
Hmm.
but it'll be easier to like separate the physical work from our house so
Totally.
that we can balance that out.
Yeah. So how long were you working at your house for? Like, how recently did you get your office space?
2 months ago,
Okay.
actually.
Yeah.
So it was very recent. So this whole time when my business like started growing, that's when I was still living in an apartment. So the business was being ran from a bedroom,
Mhm.
a room from our apartment.
Yeah.
And then we moved from that apartment, and we were like, okay, we're not gonna do the same thing. We're not gonna take the business to the new place. We're just gonna get a separate place.
Hmm. Okay. So you've had a lot of experience like working from home. Do you have any tips about that? How to did you learn anything? Okay, like this is how I can separate it, or I'm going to set a timer, or what tips do you have for entrepreneurs that work at home? Because I know like a lot of people, it's just you got to make do with what you have.
Hmm.
Um, so, what tips do you have for someone that is kind of in that situation now, who has a hard time separating their work life and their home life, maybe even their relationships and all that?
So the first thing that I would say is set a schedule.
Mm.
Like actually set a schedule and go by that schedule. So set a time that you're going to wake up. Since you're working from home, it's gonna be hard, but set a time that you're gonna wake up and start working. Set a time that you're gonna stop. And
Mm.
when you stop, that's it. After you stop, you go basically home, and you start doing whatever you do, like a job. If you go to a job, you're not gonna be working until 10 at night. You're not gonna be working 24/7. You're gonna go to the job, you're gonna come back home, live your life, and then go back to work the next day. So I would just say do it that way, and try not to be, because it's so hard to not be on social media
Mhm.
after you're done working, because you still want to work, you still want to create content, you want to plan out content, you want to do all those things. But in order to have balance, you have to set a schedule. Like that's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I'm still figuring that out.
Me too.
Yeah, it's like, and I just realized recently because we moved somewhere, there's like a little business room. So I realized though that okay, if I actually go downstairs and work there, it's easier. Just the physical separate, even if it's still the same building, it's just
Hmm.
easier to kind of separate my mind. Um, but yeah, but since Alejandro, who's my boyfriend, he's still in Girlpreneur Essentials too. He's still in the business, so we actually find ourselves talking about it and having to be like, wait, we're not supposed to talk about this. Is that something that you experience with your boyfriend too, or do you guys have a good way of separating it?
No, right now we don't have good balance. Like
Yeah,
to be honest, we're working on that because
yeah.
we go home after here and we still talk about business. And
Mhm.
since he has his own business as well, we
Yeah,
just talk about business. We bring out our journals and our notebooks and start writing ideas down. And then we're like, wait, but we're supposed to not be working right now.
yeah.
But yeah, that happens too. It's hard because for us it's still hard, but eventually I feel like just trying to go by that, maybe having journals,
Mhm.
planners,
Mhm.
calendars, stuff like that that you can physically see what you're supposed to be doing. I think that works out better than just saying it out of your mouth.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I didn't think about that. I got to do that. Um, yeah, I know, like, because Alejandro is also like an entrepreneur and he's in his thing, and then it's just like so hard to stop talking about because we love it so much, and it's
Hmm.
like you get ideas and then they come with it. So yeah, that's definitely something that we're still learning as well. Um, so how do you like now that you had that kind of wake up call and that experience, do your days run differently now? Like, do you have any rituals you do after work, or how does that work now that you had that kind of experience?
Um, like I was saying, I'm still working on it, like on a solid routine and everything. Because
Yeah.
I know, even though I do so much now, I know I could do more with my personal time
Mm,
that I don't. But right now, after we leave here, we try to go home and like literally just relax.
yeah.
But it shouldn't be like that either. Like you shouldn't feel, oh, I'm gonna go home and the day ends there,
Mhm,
because it shouldn't be like that. Like when you get out of a regular job, usually for most people, your day doesn't end when you go home.
mhm.
You go home and cook, or you go to the gym, or you do other things.
Yeah,
For us, since we're all day working and we're trying to stop working, we think that the day's over and we just like sit down and relax and eat and just relax for the rest of the day. But yeah, we're trying to also like fix that too.
yeah, yeah. I totally feel that. And speaking of eating, I just wanted to talk really quickly about your second business. Those treats look so good. Oh my God. You bake them yourself, right?
Some of the quesitos I do bake myself.
Okay.
I had to actually leave them sold out for these past few weeks because
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was
Wow.
going so good. But since, like I was saying, I don't have like balance,
Hmm.
and I have Queen K Cosmetics and I have Black Friday coming up and everything, I didn't find a balance between the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was going really, really good. The other
That's so
business as well.
amazing. They every time I see the pictures, I'm like, oh God, why is she posting again? I'm just kidding. They just look so good. Like, wow. Who taught you how to make those?
I actually learned myself.
Oh yeah.
I saw my mom making them like once or twice, and from there I just tried it.
Oh wow, that's so cool. So it seems like you're very like, I'm just gonna do it. Like you don't wait for anyone to tell you things. You don't wait for someone else to do it. You're just like, if I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. And is that a little bit of what you're bringing, that kind of energy into the rebrand, or what's the rebrand all about?
Well, the rebrand is gonna be all about, well, everything we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Self-care, like taking care of yourself, learning when to stop, but also like keeping in mind that you can't really stop. Like you can't really stop grinding, you can't really stop working, but know when to stop and take
Mm,
care of yourself as well. Also, I'm trying to bring in a lot of like advice and positivity and empowerment, because I know that a lot of us need that, and a
mhm,
lot of us really um need like the reminder of take care of yourself, but
mm.
also the reminder of I gotta go harder.
Yeah,
So that's basically what I'm doing with the rebrand.
that's amazing. What made you want to kind of transition into that, or was there something that you felt like, I can tap into this more, or I'm not tapping into this enough, or what made you want to rebrand?
So what made me mainly want to rebrand is that I'm a person that I self-evaluate myself and what I'm doing all the time.
Mm,
And I was like, I'm not satisfied. I know I can do so much better. I am so impulsive. Like I know I could do so many more things that
yeah.
I'm limiting myself right now just to keep my business how it like being comfortable. I
Mm,
don't like to get comfortable. I like
mm,
to just keep moving and moving and like bringing new things and keep going like that. So I was like, I'm not comfortable and I'm not satisfied with where my business is at right now. I
mhm.
feel like I kept reading your posts. Like to be honest, all of your posts, every time that your posts pop up, I would sit there and like reevaluate everything. I'm like, wait, so okay, am I doing this right? Like I would just one of the main things, your post, it kept like making me think and think and think more about my brand. Like, is my brand really like doing anything? Like, am I really bringing value into my brand? Am I really doing something for other people? I know people love my products,
Mhm.
and I did not ever have like a doubt about my products
Yeah.
themselves, but about my brand and what I was like trying to tell people
Mhm.
and things like that. So it wasn't about the products at all. It was more about the concept of my brand, like um bringing value into my brand
Yeah.
and a purpose of my, or like why my brand is here,
Yeah.
because I feel like I didn't have that before. It was just I am a young entrepreneur and I'm bringing you guys a whole bunch of really nice products and that's it. But I actually like got everything, like everything just came to me like being completely honest,
Yeah.
after I watched your video,
Oh. Oh.
your target audience one,
Yeah.
I was really like sitting there like, wow, like I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
So after that, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm so ready for this rebrand. Like it can't get here faster. Like I'm so excited. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. Was there a particular point in the video where you were like that, or like, because I know for me when I was making the video, I was really excited to share about the part about Fenty Beauty, because it's like script, like it's like point by point. It's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
um,
It
so
was, and the crazy part is that I never thought, I just supported Fenty Beauty since it started, but I never thought about it as I'm looking up to them as a business and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But when you went into detail, like when you show everything, like why they created the brand, why she created her brand and everything, I was like, wow, like that really makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
things that you don't think about that deep into your brand. But I feel like everyone with a brand should think that deep into it. The same
Mhm.
way that when I saw the video, it clicked really fast to me what I'm supposed to be doing, who's my target audience, exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Whoever watches the video and doesn't feel the same way and it doesn't click to them like that, honestly, they probably shouldn't have a business.
Yeah.
Because if you still don't know your target audience and you don't know what you're doing after watching the video that you explained really well and went into like detail, like specific details that I never would have thought about, then they probably shouldn't have a business. They're probably just doing a business to have money,
Mhm.
but not like actual brand, which is different. To own a business and have a brand.
What would you say the difference between a business and a brand? How would you make that distinction? I
So
totally, yeah.
with a brand, I would say that you have a purpose. Like it's a brand. It's like you're not only selling a product, you're
Mhm.
actually, you have a purpose for the people who support you, the people who are following you, and your brand in general. Everything has a purpose and everything connects your products with what you say, with
Mhm.
what you preach on your social media or wherever. A business, I would say, is just a person trying to sell things
Mhm.
um without a purpose, and that's okay too, like if you want to sell things if you don't have a purpose behind it, but that's is not a brand, that's just a business.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I feel like a lot of people just go into it like, I'm gonna sell this product. I'm just gonna sell this product and I'm just gonna post product pictures and that's it. And
Mhm.
like, sure, like you said, you could do that. But I love what you said about like if like after watching the masterclass or whatever, if you don't know, then it's kind of like, it's kind of confusing because you, as a business owner, I feel like, we are really, really transforming people's lives. Like we are the change makers in people's lives. And I mean, if you think of any product you use like on the regular day, like someone invented that product so that you could have a better life experience.
Mhm.
And I feel like once you tap into, well, what is my brand's life experience? How am I making people's lives better? It just makes everything so much easier.
Mhm.
Like the message that you can really give is so much more thorough and so much more emotional, really.
Yeah. And it also helps, to be honest, it also helps with the products. Like you
Mhm.
do not just make anything and put out anything once you know um who you want to serve. It's
Yeah.
like you no longer just sit there and make things just to make it or bring things to your website just to bring it, because now everything that you bring and everything that you do has to have a purpose, because you don't think about it that way, not
Mhm.
just like, oh, I'm gonna sell this because it's nice or whatever.
Yeah. I love what you said about having a specific purpose, like you're there to do something for someone. And I feel like that's just so much more impactful. Like it makes everything different. Like when a lot of a lot of people got upset at that post that I had used for the small business promo on your page for like the things you should not have in your bio. And like one of them was like a list of products, just like a list of products. Like this is my bio list of products. And a lot of people don't understand, well, why not? And it's like, well, because you're more than products, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you're hopefully, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like hopefully you see yourself more than products. Because I think it's so true that we all are, and it's just tapping into that kind of message. So I'm really glad that you like the masterclass. So what can people really expect with this rebrand? Like I've been seeing the product shots, they look amazing. And I've definitely been feeling that total like motivational vibe and also that self-care vibe. What can people expect from this? You know, is it going to be different pieces of content? Is it going to be more focused on like routine, like skincare routine, or what do you have planned? Just a little bit.
So what I have planned is different content. The main thing, I'm planning on always trying to remind all of my followers to take care of themselves,
Mm,
motivate them, empower them, as well as teach them, how they could use my products for that.
yeah.
Not just post my products and tell them, oh, this is my product, it's really nice and it's really good and everything, but also teach them and show them how they can incorporate them to their routines to actually put into action what I'm trying to tell them, which is to take care of themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. So who would you say that you're really focusing on in this rebrand? And has that changed from the previous brand?
Yeah, with the previous brand, I didn't have really a focus.
Okay.
To me, it was just the people who love my products.
Hmm.
But with this rebrand, I really want to focus on people who work a lot, on females who work a lot,
Yeah.
whether it be entrepreneurs or just females who just work a lot. Because
Hmm.
not all of us are entrepreneurs, and not, the entrepreneur life is not for everyone.
Hmm.
But we still, a lot of females that are not entrepreneurs also have the same struggles that we do with balance and with taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
So it's just I just want to focus on female hustlers, females that are always working, that are nonstop working.
Yeah, yeah, like kind of like a mirror of you, you know that experience so well. So I think that matches perfectly with this new rebrand. And like, um, I think that's amazing because I don't see it. I mean, it's rare that there's someone telling you to go harder, but also, you have to have that balance. So I think that's amazing because I think sometimes on social media, I can just see people like, do this and work and all this, but your brain is like, yes, and
Yeah.
yes, and take a break, yes, and take care of yourself. So that's really amazing, and I'm super excited for that because I feel like the space can really use that energy, and especially since you've lived that whole experience, like you're the perfect messenger to bring it into the world. So thank you for that. That's so exciting.
Thank you.
Is there one product that you're like really excited about releasing? Could you tell us about one?
Okay, I'm excited for all of the products because I've been working really hard on them.
Yeah.
But specifically, one product that I would say that I'm really excited about is my new body whipped creams that I'm bringing.
Ooh.
Um, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show everyone more because I'm gonna do a YouTube video showing everyone all the products that I'm bringing so that you guys can know what to expect. But they are whipped body butters
Mm.
in like really nice and exclusive scents that I'm going to have. That's only one of the things that I'm going to have that I'm really excited about. But I really feel like it's winter time, so like it's winter time is a perfect time to have a nice body moisturizer. And I've been working really hard on that formula and on those scents and everything. So I'm very excited about it.
Wow, that is so cool. So when can people shop? When can people go get all this great self-care items? When can they have that experience?
My website is reopening on January 2nd at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So everyone can go and check everything out and check the vibe of the new website and everything.
Wow, that is so exciting. I can't wait to see it. Wow, well, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for talking and for all the support that all the help that you've given Girlpreneur Essentials. Like, I know you do small business promo for everyone. It's so impactful. It makes such a difference for us. So thank you so much. I can't wait for this rebrand, and I know it's going to change a lot of people's lives.
Thank you for interviewing me. Thank you for all the questions and everything.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.